Today, our focus is on the power of women and their philanthropy, as women now control over $14 trillion in our economy, and by 2020, it will increase to $22 trillion, a staggering 36%. Women also possess 51% of the personal wealth in this country, and over the next 2 generations, 70% of inherited wealth will reside with women. Studies and research projects conducted by the Women's Philanthropic Institute at Indiana University continue to demonstrate that gender matters. Women, for example, invest in women and girls' causes as they believe such gifts provide the best social return. Further, they know these gifts will lift other women, which ensures that their investments will generate dividends. Finally, research continues to underscore that women give based upon their personal experiences. One of the most considered and productive models for women's philanthropy comes in the form of women's leadership councils, whether on college campuses or in nonprofit organizations. The premise lies in the belief and experience in engaging women and getting them into leadership roles in our respective organizations, all resulting in increased giving of these women their talent and wealth. Research further indicates that the deeper the engagement, the more women will give over time, especially when their engagement and giving are aligned with their personal interests. We know, too, that women will enlist their own networks very effectively for causes in which they believe. So what then prevents us from further success? Typically, we continue to use outdated tactics in our fundraising, from our systems with our databases to many of our policies and procedures. Gift officers often fail to include women in initial steps of cultivation that build relationships over periods of time. Building such relationships becomes increasingly important for women who are strong prospects for gift planning programs. Gift officers may not necessarily recognize that parity in giving may be an important consideration in a family's philanthropic plan, and our organizations and institutions can lose significant support on the table. When women do make gifts, we need to make certain that we share success stories that demonstrate the impact of their philanthropy. Probably of greatest importance is that we don't find women populating our governing boards or advisory councils at a comparable rate as men. We must find ways to invite women to be connected and engaged with our organizations. In WPI's recent report, a survey of high net worth men and women indicated their influences in their giving. While several areas were similar and percentages were negligible, gaps, however, arose more significantly. For example, women placed greater emphasis on wanting to know the gift request was honored. They also wanted the organization to provide more ongoing communications with them, and they wanted us to communicate the impact of their giving. Finally, these women place much greater importance with an offer to be involved in an organization. An example of the power of women's philanthropy comes from Melinda Gates, who tapped 13 other women for both their talent and their wealth into an organization, Maverick Collective. She asked each for a threshold gift of $1 million and to share their talent. She asked for both. Collectively, these 14 women pledged almost $20 million, and they bankrolled nonprofit work, which they are now helping to execute projects. These women became advocates for the causes they support with both their talent and their wealth. The response was overwhelming as these women were able to integrate their experiences, expertise, and talent along with their wealth to tackle and solve problems. So what might be some important lessons as we consider more effective ways to engage women with their talent and wealth? We can start with some of our fundraising fundamentals, and most importantly, we can change the ingrained perspectives we hold. Recognize that powering women's philanthropy includes powering their talent. We should invest our resources of personnel and budgets to engage our alumni and our other women donors. We should provide ongoing training and assistance with our gift officers. We can dedicate ourselves to creating a sustainable cultural shift by inviting and including women on our governing boards, advisory councils, and other key leadership roles. Women have wealth, talent, and they have ambition. Thank you.